All right, hi. Well, it's Gary Dehart here with Accounting Insiders with Insightful Accountant. I'm here speaking with Tony Ricciardella. Did I get it right?
Got it.
All right, practice that one from Chargebee. So thanks for taking a couple minutes. What I really just want you to share with our audience is what is Chargebee, what do you do, and what's in it for the accountant, so to speak. And by that, what I mean, why should they care? What will they use your tool for? And who's the ideal client for them? And then let's talk a little bit about your advisor program or whatever it is that you guys call it, that it kind of keeps the accounting professional interested, right? So who are you? Chargebee,
Right.
but so talk to us.
Yeah. So I'll get going. So we're Chargebee, and we are a revenue management platform. So think about from a subscription perspective, end to end, from the standpoint of the initial sales process in the subscription business, all the way to managing customer relationships, retention. And so we have several products that help companies and also accounting firms that do outsourcing. And so first is really our core product, which is our subscription management platform that can handle, right now over 500 different models of subscription plans. And so we handle the planning of those subscriptions and the invoicing of those subscriptions. Our next product is Chargebee Receivables. And Chargebee Receivables really helps companies with cash flow management. It's managing the collection of AR and dunning to customers and analysis. The next part that I was really involved with was our Chargebee RevRec product. And so for a lot of companies today, especially growth companies, as they scale, if they want to raise capital, if they want to think about an IPO, exit to a strategic, they need to be thinking about having proper GAAP compliant financial statements. And so our revenue recognition tool helps those companies stay compliant in accordance with ASC 606 and IFRS 15. And then lastly, our Chargebee retention product is a product that really helps companies with churn. And so we're really working with companies, and if you think about this, a lot of B2C companies that want to keep those customers engaged. We've got some unique ways with our software to be able to maintain that connectivity and retention. And so that's our product suite overall. And then from a standpoint of how do we help accountants? The accounting industry has been notoriously manual in processing. And so what we really do is start to bring in a level of automation for companies so that they can take those very routine processes, automate those processes, and allow their accounting teams to spend their time on more high-value activity. In terms of how do we work with companies, we've got an excellent partnership program. The way that we look at it in today's world is most software is subscription based. A lot of these subscription applications can talk to each other. And so needing a big ERP system is something that's we view it as a thing of the past. And so we're able to interface with CRM systems, accounting systems, other analytic tools to be able to help companies automate their overall accounting process.
Okay. So going back to early on, you said something about 500. So you're able to manage 500
subscription plans.
Okay.
Right.
So that means if I'm a company, if I have 500 different options, is that what that means?
No, what that really means is we work with so many companies that everybody has different programs in the way that they handle their subscriptions.
Okay.
Maybe they have coupon programs. Maybe they do quarterly, monthly, annual subscription plans and multiple variations based on products and services. So right now, within our customer base, there's like 500 different plans that these companies have in terms of how they manage their subscription process. So it just goes to play into how flexible our tool is. And you know, that's one of the key things in terms of making these companies' lives easier is like providing more flexibility.
So let's a couple more questions for you before we wrap it up. And one of them is on to tell our audience who is the ideal customer, like what, you know, kind of where is that threshold?
Yeah, so you know, I like to say we're kind of agnostic as it relates to size of company. Certainly, for those early stage companies, we've worked with them, and we have an early access program for those companies to be able to try our tool for free until their subscription reaches a certain dollar amount. But we actually, you know, we kind of go the gamut in terms of company size, from early stage, you know, growth stage, to Fortune 500 companies, particularly those companies that are looking to take a piece of their business, historical business, and make it more subscription based. So, you know, we're kind of agnostic in terms of size.
Okay. And does the customer base currently, like that you're dealing with from a general ledger standpoint, is there one that bubbles up to the top that you're working with most frequently?
Well, what we see in the early stage companies and the scale up stage companies is they work with Xero, and some work with QuickBooks. As you get more into that growth segment, a lot of those companies have been predisposed to kind of want an ERP system, and so, you know, NetSuite, certainly one of the companies that we work with, Sage Intact. But we've kind of built our products to be robust to work with lots of different accounting packages and ERP systems.
Okay, great. Anything else that you think is relevant for our audience? Actually, one other question I just thought about, that was, you're not just U.S., right? Are you international?
We're international,
okay.
Right.
You have a footprint in most major countries internationally, or?
So, you know, we were founded in India and moved into EMEA, APAC, and NAMER, and we're kind of, you know, dispersed throughout those regions. You know, we're growing, and so that's, you know, there's no one real location that we're like really focused on, but
okay.
We're global.
Okay. And then one thing we didn't talk about on the front end is that we're actually filming this at XeroCon in New Orleans, and that's what the noise is in the background. I'm not sure how much we're going to get that edited out or not. And then we didn't talk about your background, and which is a big miss for us because you're not just some guy who started a software, right? I mean, you've got a little bit of history that gives you some street cred, right?
Yeah, so, you know, I'm your typical accounting nerd. Although I'd like to think that I'm not a nerd, but I spent over 30 years in industry. I was a partner with Grant Thornton for a number of those years and led their tech and life science practice in the Washington, D.C. metro area. And so I worked with a lot of great technology companies. And, you know, what always amazed me was the technology that they produced was so awesome, but from a back office perspective, things were very manual. And so that was our goal in developing the Chargebee RevRec product. That was the goal of the founders of the company, was to really take that back office accounting and essentially automate it and put it on steroids. And so that's what we do, and that's what really excites me. I love my experience in public accounting, but I'm really enjoying software.
Yeah.